I'm 37 years old. I have 3 daughters, 11, 9, and 7, and I'm a single dad. About 3 years ago, we went through a really hard time that ended in divorce. And I had made a promise to myself and to the girls that I wasn't going to get into another relationship until we were all ready, and that I had worked through all the issues, after leaving a divorce.
Well, I'm 33, and so I have had boyfriends and actually been engaged once before. However, in all those situations, they just help you identify more what you are looking for in someone. And I knew I wanted someone who loved the Lord more than anything, and more than me too. I always said I want the Lord first and then me second. Because I knew if he had a tender heart towards the Lord, he would always have a tender heart towards me.
In March of this year, it had been close to 3 years, and me and the girls sat down and were like, let's write in our journals what we want our stepmom to be like. And so all the girls wrote out like all these awesome things they wanted their stepmom to be like. And Landon, my 9-year-old, was like, Dad, I wish we would have done this 6 months ago. And I just said, well, we weren't all ready yet, we're ready now.
What I want my mom to be like is to love the outdoors and love Jesus. I also want her to be a good cook, have love for kids and be funny and courageous, and have a positive attitude. And I said much more, and I just can't think of it.
What did your list say?
Things that I want my stepmom to be like are sweet, loving, caring, a good cook, nice, and willing to help, and she loves God.
Her to be nice and lovable, and to love kids, and to play with us, and to help with homework, and to also be a good cook.
In January of this year, I went on a missions trip to Brazil, and there a friend of mine actually met her fiance on the website on day 6, and so she was telling me about that and trying to talk me and my other friend into getting on the website on day 6. So my friend Emma from Australia talked me into getting on. At the time I said, I'm not going to get on, and she said, why don't we at least give it a try? I'll sign up if you do. So we did.
And so we decided to put our profile on day 6, and it was a big picture of me and the 3 girls. And later that night, the girls clicked search for match, and they immediately, Brady first, and then Landon, and then Preston, were like, the girl from Pennsylvania, Dad. She's the one. The girl from Pennsylvania, we know it. And Landon, my 9-year-old, was like, Dad, I feel it in my belly. It's the girl from Pennsylvania. So I was making dinner that night, and they're starting to email her. And so I said, girls, I was like behind them, not quite ready. And we finally did send off an email. And later that night, I finished reading her profile because she was younger, 33 years old, 4 years younger than me, but it said clearly right on the bottom, no divorced guys and no guys with kids. So right then I was like, well, it's got to be the Lord if she were to email us back.
I really wasn't sure he read my whole profile because I wasn't interested in anyone divorced. And typically when someone's divorced, they're looking for someone to just fill a hole. But one thing I appreciated right off the bat from the email, I didn't feel like there was something necessarily like they were complete, but just wanted more fullness of their completion versus like we have a hole that's lacking and we're not a family. So I felt like they were a family and they were tight, but yet just, wanted to add to it. And so that was the thing where, it was just cool to feel like that. And the more and more that Dallas and I talked through things and worked together through things, I could feel that he would go to the Lord first. No one's going to be perfect and we're going to have our hard times, but that he would seek the Lord. And that caused a lot of trust in my heart because, it's hard to trust people a lot of times. But when you trust God and you can love someone that trusts him and follows him too, it makes a huge difference.
When we met Christy for the first time, it was really cool because Landon, my 9-year-old, she said, Dad, she's awesome. And I said, I know, Landon. She's really, no, Dad, she's everything on my list. You just knew. You could see the smiles on their faces. You knew that this was the person that would fight for love, which is the biggest thing that I was looking for, is somebody that was willing to fight for love. And I really saw that in Christy, and it was something that I really admired. Christy had just asked me if I wanted to do a sunrise hike the next morning. And she didn't know this, but since I was like 16, I thought that was the coolest thing ever, was to go on a sunrise hike. And nobody had ever asked me. So when she asked me, I'm like, I'm asking her tomorrow morning. So we got up and hiked to the top behind the house, and it's just like, are you sure you can do this? And she's like, yeah. I said, forever? That was it.
I mean, I said yes.
And then she did make me get down on a knee and ask the right way.
And her profile said she didn't want somebody who had been divorced, and she didn't want somebody with kids. What was that like?
That was kind of a little bit awkward after we emailed her, but it was okay.
Yeah. And tell me, what was your dad like when you sent off this email? Was he?
My dad was just like, okay guys, let's just take it a little slower. And
There was like no one that fit the match for like my dad and us, but Christy was like the only one we felt like that was the one that matched.
And Christy has kind of hair like my dad, so.
She had hair like yours? Is that what you're saying?
No, she kind of has hair like my dad.
Oh, like your dad. Okay. Looks a little bit longer though. So tell me what you guys think, because you guys all trust that God makes good decisions for you, right?
Yes.
So tell me, what did you guys think when you saw her on there, and who was it that said it was in your belly that you could feel?
Me.
Yeah. What was that?
I don't know, I just felt like God was really calling us to her. It kind of seemed like.
So has it been pretty cool having her around now?
Yes.
Yeah. Are you guys excited? Because is it August that your
Yes.
stepmom and dad get married? Yeah. So what's going to happen in August? Tell me a little bit about that.
That,
they're gonna have a wedding.
and we're gonna meet some people at the wedding, and in Pennsylvania we're gonna meet Christy's grandma, and
Was Dad able to do your hair?
no,
He wasn't?
only ponytails and pigtails. So I wanted a stepmom to do my hair.
Yeah. How about cooking? Can your dad cook?
Only pancakes he's good at.
Yeah? Have you guys eaten a lot of pancakes over the last little bit of time?
Yeah, today we just ate pancakes.
But he is a good cook, but not just the best cook ever.
How about Christy? Is she a good cook?
She's
Yes.
a really good cook.
Yeah? What's some of the stuff that you guys like about Christy? Tell me about that.
I like her smile. It always warms up a room, and I like how she's never she's never negative. She's always positive.
She's always willing to help, and when she starts something, she never wants to give up.
Tell me about hugs. Does she give good hugs?
Yeah, and also she does homework with us and helps us.
Yeah? What's some of the other stuff? Does she do your hair for you?
Yeah, and on the first day when she came to school and picked us up, we had a treasure hunt.
You did? What did you find?
We found a charm bracelet, and then we found animal razors and stuff.
And a lot of candy.
A lot of candy.